Welcome once again to Dispatch, the weekly show designed to keep you on track as you build and operate your layout. I'm Roy Smith, your dispatcher. Thank you for joining me tonight. Tonight we have your layout photos, the question of the week, your comments, announcements, a special commentary called How to Recognize a Rivet Counter, and a big shout out. All of that is coming right up. Once again, the train room is jam-packed full of model railroaders tonight. I'm so glad all of you could come. Every week, more and more people are showing up for dispatch. Tonight, there's standing room only here in the train room. But hold on. None of you can leave until you get your train orders. Model railroaders, they're my best friends in the whole world. Well, let's kick off tonight's show by taking a look at your layout photos. Once again, many of you posted photos on the Facebook group associated with this channel, and I brought your photos over here to Dispatch. Let's take a look at them right now. If you're like me, then you love to look at layouts. And you make that possible when you post photos of your layout on the N-Scale Union Pacific Evanston Subdivision Facebook group. I want you to go over to the group in a little while and post a photo of your layout. I'll put the link down below. You'll know you're at the right place if you see this photo when you get there. The photo was taken at Echo Canyon on my layout. After posting your photo there, I want you to come right back here because I have a lot of stuff I want to share with you here in this channel. Coming up next, the question of the week. Here's the question I posed in last week's episode of Dispatch. What is the one thing you most dislike doing on your layout? Well, you responded to that question, and here are the results. As you can see, wiring and other electrical work won the survey hands down. Other big winners included track cleaning, ballasting, and soldering. A few of you mentioned other dislikes as well. Here they are. Now, I revealed my least favorite thing to do in a video that I uploaded back in March of last year, 2018. Here's what I said in that video. Okay, I promised to tell you what I most hate to do on my layout, and here it is. It is speed matching. Yes, I have an AccuTrack speedometer too, and yes, I do use JMRI to set the CVs for start, max, and mid speeds. But mostly, speed matching is a process of trial and error, changing the settings over and over and over until the diesels run well together, more or less. You can spend hours trying to speed match a single pair of diesels, and after all that effort, it seems like they never run perfectly together. I'll put a link to the video down below so that you can watch the rest of it later on. I will say this. Speed matching is a real pain in the caboose. It would be nice if locomotives came already speed matched right out of the box. I wish manufacturers would find a way to make this task a little less traumatic. And now here's the question for the coming week. The question is, are you ready for this? The question is, how old are you? What? I can hear you protesting from all the way across the railroad tracks. What kind of question is that? I hear you demanding to know what it is. What's my age got to do with model railroading? Well, bear with me for just a moment. I will explain why age may be relevant to model railroading. Some people say that model railroading is an old man's hobby. They say that only retirees have time for it. They also say that the hobby is dying out because the younger generation simply doesn't have an interest in it. Well, is all of this true? I don't know, but let's try to find out. I want you to go down to the comment section and tell me your age. Don't be shy. I promise to reveal my age in next week's dispatch. In the meantime, can you guess how old I am? Go ahead, make a guess in the comment section down below. There won't be any prizes if you get it right because I'm a real cheapskate. But at least you'll have the satisfaction of knowing you got it right. I predict that most of you are young whippersnappers compared to an old geezer like me. Now, if you don't want to reveal your exact age, that's okay. You don't have to. You can just select from an age group from this chart. Are you less than 20 years old? In your 20s? In your 30s? Your 40s? Your 50s? Your 60s? Your 70s? Or 80 years old or more? They say you're only as old as you feel. In that case, I must be 100. Ha! I certainly have noticed that it's getting harder and harder to do certain things as I get older. Things like building bench work, reading those road numbers on the sides of freight cars, and changing those microscopic couplers. So, is model railroading just a hobby for old men who have extra time and disposable income? We're going to find out through your participation in this age-related survey. I will share the results with you in next week's edition of Dispatch. Again, the question for the coming week is, how old are you? Post your answer in the comments down below and let us know if you think age can affect participation in the hobby in any way. And now your comments. On Saturday, I posted a layout update on this channel called Painting White Mountain. Here's a short clip from it. Hi, I'm Roy Smith. Back in February, you saw me cut off the top of White Mountain. I wanted to make the top of the mountain removable so that I could access the helix under the mountain more easily. And in last Saturday's episode, I began to repair the damage I caused to the scenery when making the mountain top removable. Well, today I finished those repairs I started on last Saturday, and then I repaint the mountain with colors to match the prototype in southwestern Wyoming. And here's what some of you had to say in response to that video. Dean Danielson wrote, "Hi Roy, another winner. One question, what ratio of paint to water do you use?" Dean, back when I started using Woodland Scenic's earth tone pigments, I carefully measured 8 drops of water to 1 drop of pigment, or even 16 drops of water to 1 part pigment when I wanted to dilute it even more. But now I just put some water in a cup and add pigment till I'm satisfied with the color and consistency. Thinner is definitely better when using the pigments as washes, but they work great no matter what you do with them. Super Chris 1243 wrote, "Great video, Roy. One suggestion I can offer when using washes is to use a wide body brush or a sponge." Chris, I'm glad you mentioned it because the truth is, I used various artist brushes, a small paintbrush, and a sponge brush to do this work. Unfortunately, I neglected to show or even mention these other tools in the video. And Michael Dunn wrote, "Roy, I have traveled many years to the arid Southwest, and I must admit that this White Mountain section is an exact replica of the arid terrain in that part of the country. I would go so far as to say it looks better than the real White Mountain. LOL. Well, thanks, Michael. One of the nicest compliments you can pay to a model railroader is to tell him that his work looks like the real thing. I really appreciate it." Well, there were tons and tons of really great comments posted on that video. I wish I could share all of them with you. Unfortunately, time won't permit. So instead, a brief announcement. Sparky 107107 has asked everyone who is participating in the dining car experience during the Steamtown get-together on May 18th to make their meal choices. Here he is now.
Well, good day, model railroaders. This video is all about the dining car experience, and if you are signed up, this will be your menu choices. So, if you're signed up, I need to know what you're going to have for your dinner, so let me know in the comments below. First choice that people are going to have is a pot roast with carrots and potatoes. The second choice is roast chicken, green beans, and mashed potatoes. Or the third choice is salmon with capers. I think that's just another name for potato. Green beans and mashed potatoes. So like I said, guys, if you're signed up, family members are signed up, how many people are coming, but I need to know everybody's choice. It's going to be a good time, and that's before we head over to the Hudson Model Railroad Club. So sign up. Let me know what you're having for dinner, guys, so I can get this off and get our meals ordered. And, hey, it's going to be an awesome time. I can't wait. It's coming up so fast. It's about a month away. May 18th, Steamtown.
As Sparky said, you can choose between pot roast, roast chicken, or salmon as your main course. If you haven't specified your choice yet, I want you to rush over to Sparky's video called Dining Car Meal Plan. Choose one as soon as this edition of Dispatch ends and make your choice. I will put the link to his video down below. And if you want to know more about all of the events during that weekend, you can go to my complete playlist about it. I will put a link to the playlist down below. And now, a special commentary. Tonight's commentary is entitled, How to Recognize a Rivet Counter. What's a rivet counter? Well, you might call him a self-proclaimed expert in model railroading, or in less complimentary terms, you might call him a model railroad nitpicker, snob, or know-it-all. It's pretty easy to spot a rivet counter because he is always quick to criticize your layout or your modeling skills in negative and destructive ways. Worse yet, he may even make fun of your layout or something you have done on your layout. Here's some of the things he may criticize or chastise you for. As it turns out, many rivet counters don't even have layouts of their own, so they can't possibly post videos of their layouts on YouTube. Rivet counters can take the fun out of the hobby. They may even discourage newcomers who end up leaving the hobby as a result. If a rivet counter criticizes you for anything you've done, just tell him to go kiss your caboose, because the only person you have to please in the hobby is yourself. The purpose of the hobby is to have fun, not to impress rivet counters. You can also put this sign up in your train room. And now it's time for tonight's big shout out. Tonight's shout out goes to Collin Sullivan and his Minneapolis Northwestern N-Scale Model Railroad. Collin began to build his layout back in January 2015, and he has been making astounding progress on it ever since. It is a fictional layout geographically located northwest of Minneapolis, hence its name. The layout fills a room that measures approximately 13 feet by 11 feet. In his videos, Collin shows you how he is building his layout. A large helix connects its two levels. The layout features a double mainline for continuous running. Let's go take a look. I like Collin's layout, and I'm sure you will too. I want you to go over to his channel and take a look for yourself. I'll put a link down below that will take you there. And while you're over there, be sure to subscribe and tell Collin that Roy Smith sent you. Well, that just about wraps up tonight's episode of Dispatch. Again, I want to thank you for joining me tonight. Be sure to subscribe if you're new here, and hit that little bell icon so that you get notified of new uploads on this channel. I upload new episodes of Dispatch every Tuesday night. In Dispatch, I get to interact with you. It's what you're watching tonight. On Saturday mornings, I upload layout updates, in which I share the progress I'm making with you on my layout. I don't want you to miss either of these weekly episodes. So until next time, then, happy railroading. I'm Roy Smith, and I will see you again very soon. All right, people, thanks for coming by tonight. You can go now.